We begin in Macoupin County, where hundreds of people are planning a mass protest this weekend. The owner of a popular new restaurant in Staunton, Illinois, was seized and detained in an unmarked vehicle. His name is Ismael Ayuso Sandoval. Our newsroom is working now to learn more about his immigration status. We have not yet found any court documents that might suggest a criminal record. The sudden detention of a father and business owner raises questions about the Department of Homeland Security's mission statement, claiming they aim to arrest the, quote, worst of the worst. This was DHS Secretary Kristi Noem back in July.
We have focused overwhelmingly day after day after day on bringing in the worst of the worst and getting them off of our streets. Those are the murderers, the rapists, the pedophiles.
But open their books and look at their numbers. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, is overwhelmingly seizing and arresting people without criminal convictions. According to ICE data analyzed by NBC Chicago's investigative unit, 84% of ICE detainees arrested in the last year have a clean record.
Donald Trump, Stephen Miller, and Kristi Noem have said they want to target the worst of the worst. They have not done that. Far from it. They have targeted families and children, burrito vendors, landscapers, delivery drivers, nannies, U.S. citizens, legal residents, and longtime Chicagoans, people who have never broken the law.
Those facts and figures are no longer confined to the big city of Chicago. In small-town Staunton, one father routinely walks his girls to school in the morning, and on Wednesday morning, ICE agents took Ismael Ayuso Sandoval into custody near that elementary school in Staunton. We've now learned he's being held at the St. Genevieve County Detention Center. Family members say Sandoval was not told why he was being arrested. Community members are planning a mass demonstration this weekend.
It's gotten to the point where it's affected me personally, and I think that's one of the biggest issues in this country is people, they don't care until it hurts them.
Illinois Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski represents that area. She condemned this arrest online. She said, "This is unacceptable. Myself and Senator Durbin are working urgently to obtain information about his status and to ensure he is released and reunited with his family immediately." We turn now for more of that information to 5 on Your Side. Justina Coronel joining us on the record with what she learned just back from Staunton. Good to have you, Justina.
Thank you so much for having me.
What can you tell us more about who this man is, how long he's been here, where he's worked?
Absolutely. So we know from family he's been in this country for 20 years. He worked at, moving to Staunton, he worked at another restaurant. I believe from there met a ton of people. They say like the energy, he's so kind and loving. And from there in the last year, he opened up his own restaurant, Caldera. And then from there kind of continue having that base. But people say it's not just like a restaurant owner or they feel like a customer. He makes you feel like family. So one woman said she's known him for years and celebrates her birthday there every year, every anniversary, because he feels like family. They say that even if you're at the restaurant and you have a baby, you're holding a baby, he will literally come to your table, hold the baby for you so you can eat. Another neighbor told me that when it gets cold, he'll be the first one to help and be like, hey, I'll shovel the snow for you. And I think those are like little acts have built like this last 20 years for him to be, someone called him a pillar in the community. He means a lot to them. A great dad, really close to his girls. They're 7 and 8, which will kind of what happened all yesterday was that he was, I was told that from the superintendent that he takes his little girls to school every day. He brings them in. But yesterday what was different was that when he left, I heard it was a few blocks away that an unmarked car pulled up. And that proximity is important about how close it was. You talked about the local school district. I think you talked to school officials there too. We know that in Washington, D.C. right now, there's a bipartisan group of senators led by Tammy Duckworth who are pressuring ICE to back off of enforcement actions within 1,000 feet of schools. Do you know anything more about how close? Are we talking about within eye shot of this? And how are those school officials responding? So I don't know. Again, how like close it was. All I know that the superintendent confirmed it did not happen on the school property or right in front of it. But I've been told by multiple people that it's been several blocks. Now, how many feet? I don't know. But to the point where parents are dropping off their kids and leaving, multiple moms saw this happen and it caused ripple effects. So the kids know, like this whole area knows because multiple people saw it. And so it caused hysteria.
What explanation, if any, I mentioned at the start of this that we've been looking for any court record that would indicate a past criminal conviction or a record. We have not yet found any of those. Is ICE or is DHS giving you any indication about why they picked him up?
No indication. I have reached out to ICE. Now, I was telling you before, I've reached out to ICE, media communications before. Sometimes I'll hear back, sometimes not. But this case, I have not heard back any indication on why Sandoval was detained. I have, just before I got on set, I actually reached out, Jacob Kurth, he's an incredible, extraordinaire a teammate of ours, dug a little bit more, tried to find anything. The only thing was like maybe traffic citations. The farthest one since was 2017, and then maybe in 2014, but nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, a simple traffic citation.
And as we continue to learn more about his immigration status, we understand that you mentioned he might have come here some 20 years ago, roughly, and we know he's about 40 years old.
Yes.
Somewhere in there. So that gives us some picture of when he came into this country. A lot, of course, has changed over the years and how the country enforces and sees the immigration picture. How has this incident changed the way immigrant families in Staunton might be behaving from day to day, whether it's keeping kids home, closing their businesses, avoiding public spaces? I think the restaurant itself had to go down for a bit, and now they're back open.
The restaurant was closed yesterday. I think they were trying to figure out what to do, but it is back open today. And a lot of it's like family run, or like a lot of in Latino cultures, like we are cousins, but you're family, right? I mean, or we could be family friends, but you're my cousin, you're my primo. So so it's a very tight knit, it looks like family run business. But of course, his family's scared.
Yeah, how are they handling all this?
I asked that, and I don't even know if that's the right question when I asked it, because how can you respond to that, you know? And so he said, I guess the best they can be, but his little girls are scared, his wife is scared, they're worried, and the brother, I spoke to Sandoval's brother actually today, and said that he spoke to Sandoval, and he said he's incredibly worried about not only obviously his girls, but the restaurant, and like, what does this mean? It's a lot of unknowns. And I did ask them, like, did they give you any response to Sandoval's family, any response of why there was an arrest? And they said that they didn't get any explanation.
We do know that Donald Trump ran on a platform of mass deportation. Macoupin County voted for him in heavy margins, 69-30 over Kamala Harris. What are you seeing in terms of political reaction from the community? What are the next couple days going to look like there?
So interestingly enough, even without me being like anything sort of political question, they brought it forward and be like, you know, it doesn't matter if I'm left or right or what I believe in and that sort of thing. Like I want people to see the humanity of this. This guy's a huge pillar in our community. We love him, and we want people to see the humanity of all this. So that was brought up before I even asked that question. And once I did, someone said, I don't care where he came from. He is one of us. And that was really powerful.
Great insights. We look forward to more of your reporting. We're back in just a moment.